young man staggered forward, surrounded by a mountain of corpses. Death was everywhere. Crushed bodies, torn flesh, spilled entrails, and shattered skulls covered the land as far as the eye could see. A deep hum echoed through the air. A ray of starlight pierced the darkness and illuminated him. "Well done, Awakener Lee Shin-hyuk." A woman with silver hair flowing down to her waist descended slowly from the sky. Her dress, woven from pure starlight, fluttered gently around her. The blood-soaked young man looked up and whispered, "Vega." Vega, the goddess of Lyra, gazed down at him with cold, emotionless eyes, the most radiant of all the celestials in the night sky. "You have killed the heavenly demon and saved this world." "Saved?" Lee Shin-hyuk smiled faintly, then began to laugh. His shoulders trembled as the laughter grew louder. "Did you just say I saved this world?" He slammed his foot into the ground. "Cut the bullshit!" Tears streamed down his face. "I didn't save anything. Everyone died. I failed to protect them." He collapsed, screaming in agony. The apostles of the 12 zodiacs, the 7 stars, even the celestials. Tens of thousands had united. Even gods who once fought each other had joined forces to kill a single monster. And yet, everyone was devoured. His head dropped. The memory replayed endlessly, the monster tearing through their army, consuming even a celestial with ease. "Even so," Vega said calmly, "you killed the heavenly demon in the end." Countless lives had been sacrificed. Awakener Lee Shin-hyuk, you have slain the heavenly demon. Lee Shin-hyuk lifted his head and stared at the corpse before him. A spear pierced the demon's heart. Lifeless blue eyes stared out from behind a white mask. Heavenly demon Kwon-oh-jin. Demon of the sky, master of the black heaven, vicious predator. A name that embodied absolute fear. Once, he had been nothing more than an ordinary awakener, perhaps even weaker than Lee Shin-hyuk. But he awakened the black heaven, a power that absorbed stigmas and devoured celestials themselves. And so, the end of Earth came. Vega's voice pulled him back. "According to the star oath, I shall grant you one wish." Lee Shin-hyuk's eyes burned. "Send me back to the past." Vega's eyes widened. "You wish to regress? I'll make it different this time. You seek to defy fate. I will change it. There will be no second chance. One is enough." After a long silence, Vega nodded. "Very well. One more thing," Lee Shin-hyuk said. "Give me the stigma of Lyra. You will almost certainly die. If I can't risk that, there's no point going back." At last, Vega placed her hand on his shoulder. "If you survive, my past self will make me your apostle." Lee Shin-hyuk turned toward the fallen demon and removed the mask. "So, this is your face." He memorized it. "I'll kill you before you become a monster." A beam of light engulfed him. "I will kill you." Darkness claimed him. Anais. Pain, a ringing sound echoed. Messages burned across his vision. The stigma of Lyra was being bestowed. His body began to collapse. Agony tore through him. Then a voice. What the hell? What's wrong with him? Lee Shin-hyuk looked up. Kwon Oh-jin stood right front of him, alive. The shock shattered his focus. His body convulsed. His energy ran wild. His body broke. I guess I wasn't the one in 1,000. His breath faded. Then, what the hell? Don't die now! Kwon Oh-jin shook his body in panic as monsters closed in. Desperate, he searched Lee Shin-hyuk and touched the stigma on his chest. A ringing sound. Black heaven activated. The stigma of Lyra was absorbed. Pain engulfed him. Then silence. He stood there trembling. A stigma burned on his chest. Light split the air. A silver-haired goddess descended. You bear my stigma. Her golden eyes widened. Heaven-defying star, a regressor. Kwon Oh-jin stared at her in confusion. What? No, he wasn't. She was wrong. Kwon Oh-jin had not come from the future. At this rate, he wasn't even sure he would survive the next few minutes. Surrounded by monsters, death was only moments away. He forced himself to calm down. Unlike awakeners, he had no power to rely on. To survive, he had to think faster than anyone else. He swallowed hard and stared at the burnt corpse lying beside him. Lee Shin-hyuk. Just a few hours ago, that man had been alive. Earlier that day, Kwon Oh-jin stood near a gate favored by novice awakeners. Groups were forming everywhere, people searching for reliable partners. That was when he saw him. Lee Shin-hyuk stood out immediately, well-equipped, confident, carrying an expensive spear that faintly glowed with power. Perfect. Kwon Oh-jin approached him without hesitation. Years ago, he had left an orphanage hoping for a normal life. Instead, the world collapsed. Gates appeared, monsters flooded out, and humanity barely survived thanks to celestials who granted power through stigmas. Others became awakeners. He did not. To survive, he learned to lie, deceive, and cling to the strong like a parasite. And today, he had chosen his next target. Introducing himself as a one-star apostle of Aquarius, Kwon Oh-jin watched Lee Shin-hyuk's reaction carefully. It was exactly what he expected. Shock, admiration, trust. Lee Shin-hyuk introduced himself as a 2-star apostle of Pixis, clearly proud of it despite his modest words. Soon enough, the offer came naturally. They would party up. Before entering the gate, they performed the customary stigma check. Lee Shin-hyuk revealed his stigma on the chest. Kwon Oh-jin revealed his own. A fake. Carved painfully into his flesh long ago, it was convincing enough to fool anyone who didn't know better. Lee Shin-hyuk never questioned it. Satisfied, they stepped through the gate together. They arrived in a dark forest, thick with unfamiliar trees. Not far in, a monster lurked in the shadows. Lee Shin-hyuk prepared to strike, but Kwon Oh-jin stopped him. He claimed he would provide support first. Closing his eyes, he pretended to invoke the power of Aquarius. To Lee Shin-hyuk, it looked real. He believed it. When the young awakener felt stronger, more energized, his excitement was obvious. Kwon-Oh-Jin smiled. The lie had worked perfectly. Now, back in the present, Kwon-Oh-Jin stared at Lee Shin-hyuk's corpse. Everything had gone wrong. The man who should have survived was dead, and somehow the goddess believed Kwon-Oh-Jin was a regressor. He clenched his jaw. Whatever this mistake was, it didn't change one thing. He was still powerless, and the monsters were still closing in.
"I'll handle them." The goddess smiled faintly, watching him with interest. Power flowed through Kwon-Oh-Jin's body. For the first time he felt it, the body of an awakener. Lightness, strength, control. He picked up Lee Shin-hyuk's spear and faced the monsters. They charged. Kwon-Oh-Jin moved without hesitation. His body reacted on its own, every thrust precise, every movement natural, as if he had trained with the spear for years. The monsters fell one after another, too easily. Confusion flickered across his mind. Why does this feel so familiar? Then the truth surfaced. Skills, knowledge, experience, they weren't his. They belonged to Lee Shin-hyuk. Understanding struck Kwon-Oh-Jin like a blade. Lee Shin-hyuk had been the true regressor, and he had died. Now that legacy rested in his hands. The goddess observed him closely. "You haven't even used your stigma yet." Kwon-Oh-Jin followed her gaze to his chest. The stigma of Lyra glowed faintly. He had been fighting without it. The goddess raised her hand. "I will help you take your first steps." Power poured into him. The stigma responded. Energy surged through his body, far greater than before. When he finally released it, the battlefield changed. The monsters were erased. Silence followed. The goddess smiled, as expected of a regressor. Kwon-Oh-Jin turned toward her, mind racing. Then the name surfaced from his memories. Vega, one of the North Stars, one of the most powerful celestials in existence. Realization hit him all at once. He wasn't just deceiving a god. He was deceiving one of the most powerful beings in the world. Kwon-Oh-Jin swallowed. This wasn't a small lie anymore. He was already too deep to turn back. Vega tilted her head, puzzled by Kwon-Oh-Jin's sudden stiffness. "What's wrong?" Her voice echoed directly in his mind. Kwon-Oh-Jin swallowed hard. For a moment, he considered confessing everything, admitting that he had lied because he thought he was going to die. But the thought vanished just as quickly. He had already deceived a celestial. There was no turning back. If he stopped now, he would die. He clenched his fists. "I have to see this through to the end." He raised his head and met her gaze. "I've missed you, Vega." Tears streamed down his face. Vega's eyes widened in shock. "I thought I'd never see you again." He collapsed at her feet, sobbing. "I'm so relieved, so relieved." The goddess stepped back, visibly shaken. Her composure cracked, and Kwon-Oh-Jin knew he had her attention. Confusion filled Vega's golden eyes. What exactly was our relationship in the future? Kwon-Oh-Jin shook his head slowly. "No, I'm sorry. I can't tell you yet." He looked away, as if weighed down by unspeakable memories. "I'll tell you next time." The silence lingered. Vega studied him carefully. Then she nodded. It seems I will eventually disappear. Kwon Jin stiffened. Disappear? She knew something. Yes, Vega said calmly. All celestials are destined to be swallowed by the darkness of the black heavens. The word struck him like a blow. The black heaven, the same power he had awakened. A chilling realization crept into his mind. Was Lee Shin-hyuk trying to prevent this future? And if so, was I the cause of it? You're spacing out again, Vega said. Kwon Jin steadied himself. I was remembering the future, he replied quietly. The day this world was destroyed. Vega fell silent. I came back to change it. I was given one chance. He stepped closer and took her hand. I won't lose you again. She didn't pull away. This time, he said firmly, I will protect you. Vega looked at him for a long moment. Then she slowly closed her eyes. Will you accept my power, heaven-defying star? She reached out. Light flowed into him. She had chosen him. I cannot remain much longer, Vega said. The law is resisting my presence. She began to fade. In 1 week, come to the sanctum. We will plan the future. Yes, Kwon Jin answered, bowing deeply. Light scattered, and she was gone. At last, he collapsed onto the ground. What the hell just happened? He looked down at his chest. A real stigma, one belonging to a North Star. A slow smile spread across his face. This might actually be my chance. Before leaving, he turned back to the corpse. Well then, let's see what you left behind. He searched the remains and froze. 2 million won? He chuckled softly. I'll put this to good use. As he stood, something caught his eye. He stared at the burnt face. Is he smiling? An uneasy feeling crept in, and for the first time, Kwon Jin felt a chill that had nothing to do with fear.
On his way home, Kwon Jin stopped by a small burger joint and bought dinner. 2 meals, far more expensive than they had any right to be. He paid in cash, ignored the sting, and walked through narrow alleys lined with crumbling houses and damp walls. Looking up at the dark sky, he sighed. In the end, it was just another lie. Even now, he was still that same kid from the orphanage, lying to survive, lying to keep going. He opened the door to his cramped room. I'm home. A woman slowly sat up on the bed, Song Ha-eun. Her reddish-brown hair still shone brightly even in this ruined place. One of her legs was missing, but her sharp tongue remained untouched. He handed her a burger. She took a bite and froze. This is good. Why is this good? I didn't buy frozen food. Her shock was genuine. He watched her eat in silence, a faint smile tugging at his lips. For the first time, he joined her. The taste overwhelmed him. It was absurd how something so small could feel so comforting. Then she turned to him. Something happened, didn't it? He nodded. I became an awakener. Her drink slipped from her hand. Later that night, alone beneath the moonlight, Kwon Jin sat on a playground swing. Too much had happened. The black heaven, Vega, the lie that had grown too large to escape. One thing was clear. The black heaven had always been his, and Vega believed that power would one day end the world. He clenched his jaw. I can't let her find out the truth. If she did, the consequences wouldn't end with him.
He opened the system interface and reviewed the black heaven: stigma absorption, concealment, inheritance. Useful, but terrifying. There were no answers, only power and responsibility. He closed the window and exhaled. Right now, thinking wouldn't solve anything. Action would. To convince Vega, words wouldn't be enough. He needed results. He needed strength. Before their next meeting, he had to raise the stigma of Lyra to a higher level. That meant one thing: combat. Real combat. I'll go back to the gate tomorrow. On his way home, a news article caught his eye. A 1-star gate, dozens of ant thorns, possible mutant appearance. The same gate. He stared at the screen for a moment, then nodded. Mutants were dangerous, but he wasn't an ordinary 1-star awakener anymore. Good. His plan was set. The next day, the gate was crowded with awakeners. Everyone wanted the mutant's starstone. Kwon O-jin watched them for a moment. Then he shook his head. No party, no sharing. He stepped into the gate alone and followed the forest path he remembered. The air was thick. The trees closed in. Movement stirred in the bushes. Kwon O-jin lowered his stance and gripped his spear. They were coming.
6 anthorns burst from the bushes, including 2 larger elders. Kwon O-jin steadied his breathing and focused on the stigma on his chest. Power flowed through his body. An elder charged. He reacted instinctively, thrusting his spear straight into its mouth and twisting with precision. With a single motion, he shattered its skull and stepped past it without hesitation. Another anthorn lunged from behind. He ducked, grabbed its hind leg, and hurled it back into the pack, scattering the others. His body felt light, strong, alive. This wasn't the strength of an ordinary 1-star awakener. He drew deeper on the stigma of Lyra, forcing its power to respond. Light gathered around him, faint and unstable compared to before, but it was enough. The anthorns charged again. He stopped thinking and moved. When it was over, charred corpses littered the forest floor. He collected the starstones and smiled at the weight of his bag. Nearly 1,000,000 won in just a few hours. No wonder everyone wants to be an awakener. As he left, a strange thought crossed his mind. The anthorns had too many elders. Something stronger was controlling them. Using spilled blood as bait, Kwon O-jin hid in the trees and waited. Soon enough, a massive black anthorn emerged at the center of the pack. A mutant. He inhaled, leapt from above, and drove his spear down with everything he had. The mutant collapsed instantly. The remaining anthorns panicked and fled. Kwon O-jin stared in disbelief. Did I really kill it in one hit? As he approached the body, a sharp sensation ran through his chest. A new line formed on his stigma. The stigma of Lyra had advanced to 2 stars. In a single day. He stared at it, stunned. This is ridiculous. Satisfied, he turned to leave. That was when 2 men stepped out of the bushes, 3-star apostles. They smiled too easily, too comfortably. Their eyes lingered on the mutant's corpse. Kwon O-jin read the situation instantly. Robbers. He knelt without hesitation. I'm sorry. I'll give it to you. One of them laughed and walked past him. Kwon O-jin stood. I wasn't talking about that. He drove his spear straight through the man's back.
The second man swung wildly. Using the impaled body as a shield, he twisted aside. The sword struck true. The man killed his own colleague. Kwon Jin stared in disbelief. How could you kill your own colleague? The man screamed in panic. Kwon Jin stepped forward, eyes cold. He said quietly, "Accept the truth. Your mom's dead. This wasn't a lie."
The remaining man cursed in rage, shouting that his mother was still alive. Kwon Jin calmly provoked him further. The man lost control, his stigma activated, enhancing his senses as he charged blindly. Kwon Jin stepped aside with ease. The attacks became sloppy, predictable. Against a North Star's stigma, a 3-star apostle in this state stood no chance. Kwon Jin struck precisely, channeling lightning through his spear and exploiting the man's heightened senses. Pain overwhelmed him. In one swift motion, Kwon Jin ended the fight. Both 3-star awakeners were dead within minutes. Kwon Jin looted the bodies without hesitation. Cash was scarce, armor was damaged. Weapons, however, were usable. Then his gaze stopped on the stigma hidden beneath one man's chest. A stigma was still a stigma. After a brief pause, he made his decision. Dark energy flowed from his hands. The black heaven absorbed the stigma. Agony surged through him as memories flooded his mind. He saw a hospital room, a date from the future, Lee Shin-hyuk lying in bed, a younger brother standing beside him, a new gate, an astral relic. Then the vision shattered. When Kwon Jin regained himself, new information lingered in his mind. 8 days from now, a gate in Mokdong, an astral relic waiting to be claimed. His lips curved upward. This was perfect. He tested the absorbed stigma. His senses exploded outward, overwhelming him, unusable for now. Switching back to the stigma of Lyra, he noticed something strange. The lightning felt denser, stronger. The black heaven's growth had reinforced it. A chilling realization settled in. The stigma of Lyra had been restrained before. Vega's true power lay far beyond what he had touched so far. He pocketed the mutant starstone and surveyed his spoils. Today's profit exceeded 3 million won. A slow grin spread across his face. That night, he returned home. Song Ha-eun was waiting. She checked his body with trembling hands, making sure he wasn't injured. He joked. She scolded him. Then she hesitated. "You really are an apostle of a North Star now, aren't you?" He nodded. She warned him not to act recklessly. He promised he wouldn't. After a brief silence, she asked about Vega, whether she was pretty. He answered honestly. She pinched his cheek in response. Turning away, she pretended to sulk. Before leaving the room, Kwon Jin spoke again. "I'm going somewhere tomorrow." She asked where. He held the burger to her lips. "The Awakeners Association." She took a bite. The organization's official name was the Special Disaster Security Management Association, but everyone simply called it the Awakeners Association. Awakeners gathered here for one reason: an ID card. Good guilds only scouted those who had one. Kwon Jin stood among the crowd, uninterested in guilds. He had come for something else. Before his turn, he sold his starstones at the exchange. After taxes, the amount made him click his tongue. Still, it was safe money. The mutant starstone, however, he decided to keep. When his number was called, he stepped forward calmly. "Which constellation are you affiliated with?" "Lyra." The employee froze. "Lyra? As in Vega?" "Yes." The reaction was immediate. Whispers spread. The employee hurried away, then returned with a changed attitude. He was escorted to a VIP room. So this is the authority of a North Star. Inside the VIP room sat a blond young man who looked irritated. Kwon Jin ignored him. What caught his attention instead was the table of expensive snacks and drinks, free food. He didn't hesitate. He ate without restraint, already thinking of taking some home. The blond man scoffed. "What are you, some kind of beggar?" Kwon Jin slowly looked up and changed. His posture relaxed, his gaze sharpened, his presence shifted completely. "Do you know who I am?" The air turned heavy. The young man faltered. Kwon Jin spoke like an old master reminiscing about the past, casually mentioning powerful names and connections. Confidence, authority, mystery. The effect was immediate. The young man panicked, stood, then dropped to his knees. "I apologize for my disrespect." Kwon Jin smiled gently. "Don't worry, youths make mistakes." Relief flooded the room. After a brief pause, Kwon Jin gestured toward the snack table. "If you truly feel apologetic," he said lightly, "could you pack those up for me?" The young man bowed deeply. "Of course." Kwon Jin leaned back on the sofa, satisfied. Sometimes, power wasn't about strength. It was about knowing how to lie perfectly.
Park Jung-woo finished packing the cakes with excessive care, stacking the boxes neatly. Kwon Jin glanced over them with satisfaction.
"Good work. Are you here for the registration exam?"
Park Jung-woo straightened instantly. "Yes, I came to bring glory to Pandinus."
Kwon Jin smiled faintly. "I see." Then he added calmly, "I'd like to personally observe your test." Park Jung-woo's face drained of color. Under the gaze of someone who might outrank his own guildmaster, there would be no room for shortcuts. He panicked. Sensing the fear, Kwon Jin tilted his head. "You don't look well." Park Jung-woo froze. "If you're unwell," Kwon Jin continued gently, "it may be wiser to take the test another day. You wouldn't want to disgrace your guild." Hope flashed across Park Jung-woo's eyes. "That's right, I haven't been feeling well at all." Kwon Jin examined him briefly, took his pulse, and nodded. "Fatigue. Get some rest." Park Jung-woo bowed deeply, thanked him repeatedly, and fled the room. Kwon Jin waved lazily as the door shut. Once alone, Kwon chuckled. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a wallet. Park Jung-woo's. Damn, he's loaded. As he flipped through it, a small black gem caught his eye. A mutant starstone. His expression sharpened. "I'll need to look into this." He discarded the wallet and waited. The door opened again. A massive man stepped inside, radiating pressure. "Awakener Kwon Jin?" "Yes. I'm Han Jun-man, the leader of the Disaster Response Division." They shook hands. The strength was overwhelming. A 6-star Awakener of Taurus. So this is the association's real muscle. Han Junman studied him carefully. "Is it true you bear the stigma of Lyra?" Quan Jin revealed the mark on his chest. Han Junman stared in silence. Then he spoke. "If you agree, I'd like to personally conduct your registration test." Quan Jin paused, then nodded. "That's fine." They arrived at a sealed testing ground. The area was cleared, no audience. Han Junman adjusted his stance. Quan Jin gripped his spear and inhaled slowly. Blue light burst from his chest. Lightning wrapped around him. He lunged forward. Their weapons collided. The impact felt like striking solid iron. Han Junman's eyes widened. What? For the first time, disbelief crossed his face. Han Junman deflected the spear with his arm, but a jolt ran through him and his forearms stiffened. His eyes trembled. This made no sense. Quan Jin was clearly only a 2-star awakener, yet his arm refused to respond properly after a single exchange. Before he could process it, another thrust came in. Han Junman stepped forward and countered, driving his fist straight into Quan Jin's chest. Quan Jin was sent flying and slammed into the wall. He struggled to breathe as he pushed himself up. Han Junman stared in shock. "Are you all right?" "I can still fight," Quan Jin replied, forcing himself upright. The pressure in his chest eased slightly as his stigma responded again. Direct attacks won't work. Lowering his stance, Quan Jin changed tactics and swept low. Han Junman kicked toward the spear without hesitation. At that instant, Quan Jin released it, caught it midair, and brought it down onto Han Junman's shoulder. Han Junman staggered back. Quan Jin pressed forward relentlessly. His breathing grew heavy, his senses sharpened, and exhilaration flooded him. He felt himself growing stronger with each exchange. Han Junman blocked again and again, disbelief spreading across his face. This isn't just power, he's still getting stronger. The pressure forced Han Junman to activate his stigma. With a full-force counterattack, Quan Jin was blown back once more. Han Junman rushed to him immediately. A medic stabilized Quan Jin and administered a high-grade potion. The pain faded quickly. Han Junman bowed deeply. "I sincerely apologize." Quan Jin shook his head, smiling. "You pushed me far enough. That's enough for me." The test was over. Later, the two sat across from each other with coffee. Han Junman spoke carefully. "Do you plan to join a guild?" "No." "Then I'll work as a mercenary." Han Junman nodded in understanding. After a pause, he made his offer. "You can affiliate with the association without formal duties. You'll still be paid, and we'll help you find work." Quan Jin listened silently. He leaned back, pretending to hesitate. "Can you keep my information hidden for 1 month?" Han Junman nodded immediately. "We'll make sure of it." The terms were absurdly favorable. No restrictions, protection, payment. Quan Jin crossed his legs and smiled. "I'll think about it. We'll exempt all your taxes. I'll become the association's dog starting today." Han Junman blinked. "Sorry?" Quan Jin grinned. "Woof." After officially affiliating with the association, Quan Jin spent an entire week entering gates without rest. Despite the constant combat, the number of strokes on the stigma of Lyra did not increase. I guess becoming a 3-star in a week really is greedy. He wasn't particularly disappointed. This was normal progression. He checked the date on his phone. November 13th, the day he was supposed to meet Vega. The sanctum. He exhaled slowly. This would be his first time entering the world where the Celestials resided. After all his preparation, his stomach twisted with unease. One mistake and everything collapses. He steadied himself and started walking. Hongdae was no longer a playground for youth. Instead, desperate prayers filled the air near the gate leading to the sanctum. People knelt, begged, and cried out to the Celestials. Kwon Jin watched silently. Powerless people clinging to hope. He turned away and approached the massive gate. "No guards," he muttered. Inside the sanctum, celestial laws were looser. No one sane would cause trouble here. Crossing the gate, his vision opened to a vast cosmic expanse. Stars filled the void. A river of starlight flowed through space, branching into countless silver paths leading to temples. So this is the sanctum. The sight stole his breath, but confusion followed. How am I supposed to find Vega? A friendly awakener approached him. "First time here?" "Yes, I'm looking for a celestial." The man guided him to a massive map. Hundreds of constellations. Kwon Jin quickly found Lyra at the very top. Only Polaris and Deneb shared that height. She really is on another level. The awakener stared in awe. "Are you an apostle of the 12 zodiacs?" Kwon Jin smiled faintly. "I got lucky." Murmurs spread around them. Jealous stares followed him as he walked away. He passed the temples of the 12 zodiacs without stopping. The whispers behind him faded. He continued upward, toward Vega. Inside the silver temple, a voice echoed in his mind. "So, you've come." The space was empty except for Vega herself, floating in radiant stillness. "I've missed you," he said with a practiced smile. Then he stopped, lowered his head, and clenched his fists. Vega sighed softly. "I am not the woman you remember." "No, you're exactly as beautiful." She turned away, flustered. His act was holding. Vega placed her hand over his chest. "To reach 2 stars in a single week, you truly are a heaven-defying star." "I've done it before," he said casually. She nodded, satisfied. "Then tell me about the future." He swallowed. This was the moment. "In the near future," he began, "someone known as the Heavenly Demon will appear." "The Heavenly Demon?" "He possesses the Black Heaven." Vega frowned. "You don't know who he is?" "No, his identity was never revealed, not even to me." Vega tilted her head. "Yet you never saw his face?" Kwon Jin froze. "Star Oath?" For a brief moment, Kwon Jin froze. Questions exploded in his mind. Lee Shin-yok killed me? Then why did he regress? No, focus. He forced himself to calm down and filled the gap smoothly. "When I stabbed him through the heart, his body turned to black dust and scattered," he said.
Without proof, the witness's words became the truth. Vega nodded slowly. I see. She didn't seem suspicious. Is there any way to find the one who wields the black heaven? Vega asked. Searching for him when he was standing right in front of her was impossible. For now, we can only wait for him to act, he replied. And when will that be? In 3 years. He needed time to prepare, to grow, and control the future. Vega nodded in agreement. That is reasonable. Kwon Oh-jin decided to reveal his trump card. In 2 days, a gate will open in Mokdong. Vega's eyes sharpened. You're certain? Yes, an astral relic will appear inside. Only a true regressor could know this. Vega smiled. You intend to take advantage of the future. She floated closer, her starlight brushing against him. Do not shoulder everything alone, she said, gently, stroking his cheek. Warmth spread through him. His conscience screamed. He crushed it without mercy. I would do anything for you, he said softly. He took her hand. Even if you don't remember me, as long as you can smile, that's enough. Vega's hand trembled. Her face flushed. I'll be leaving now, Kwon Oh-jin said, turning away. Wait, he stopped. I will go with you. What? I will descend to Earth and stay by your side. His mind went blank. But the laws? She smiled confidently. I can remain for a short time each day. Her form shrank until she was small enough to sit on his shoulder. She placed a silver pendant around his neck. This will allow it. His blood ran cold. This was not part of the plan. I'll walk your path with you, Vega said softly, no matter how dark it becomes. Kwon Oh-jin's heart sank. I'm completely screwed. On the way home, Vega observed the city with quiet curiosity from his shoulder. You've been awfully quiet. It's nothing. He had already crossed the point of no return. All he could do now was lie better. They arrived home. Song Ha-un greeted him as usual, leaning on her crutches. You're late. What happened? Before he could speak, Vega looked her over. So you're the one who lives with my child. Song Ha-un nearly fell over. What was that voice? I am Vega, Celestial of Lyra. Ha-un clutched Kwon Oh-jin's sleeve in terror. Why is a Celestial here? I'll explain, he said. After hearing everything, Ha-un stared blankly. Who walks around with a Celestial? Just because it's unprecedented doesn't mean it's impossible, Vega replied calmly. Vega's gaze shifted to Ha-un's eyes and leg. You're physically impaired. Vega, Kwon Oh-jin said quietly. She paused, then bowed slightly. I apologize. Ha-un swallowed hard. Aren't Celestials not supposed to be on Earth? If you're uncomfortable, you may speak casually, Vega replied. Then why the hell are you here, you bitch? Vega blinked. That was perhaps too casual. Kwon Oh-jin closed his eyes. This is going to be hell.
Wow. Vega's golden eyes sparkled as she bit into the hamburger nearly the size of her upper body. Delicious! This is incredible! She chewed enthusiastically, looking like a tiny hamster clinging to food far too large for her. Celestials can eat? Song Ha-un asked, stunned. We don't need to, Vega replied calmly, but we can. She dabbed her lips with a napkin, elegant despite her tiny form. This is your first time eating human food? Kwon Oh-jin asked. Vega floated back to his shoulder and tugged his earlobe. It's my first apostle. Naturally, it's my first meal, too. Song Ha-un frowned. Why did you choose Oh-jin? What's so special about him?
"There's no one more special than this child," Vega answered without hesitation. Song Hae-un froze. "One day," Vega continued confidently, "the entire world will know his name." Kwon Oh-jin blinked. "Vega?" She laughed lightly. "I suppose I spoke too much." Then she turned her gaze back to Song Hae-un. "And you're no less special yourself." Confusion spread across both their faces. "Forget it," Vega said softly. "It's not time yet." After a stretch, Vega sighed. "I must rest. Remaining manifested too long causes backlash." "So, about 3 hours a day?" Kwon Oh-jin asked. "I could do more, but there's no need." She patted his head gently. "I'll see you tomorrow." In a shimmer of silver dust, she vanished into the pendant. Silence filled the room. "How did life turn into this?" Song Hae-un muttered. "I honestly don't know," Kwon Oh-jin replied. "Sit," Song Hae-un ordered suddenly, patting the bed. Before he could protest, she laid her head on his lap. "Stay still." She curled up comfortably, smiling. "There's nothing better than this." "You're heavy," he muttered. She pinched his thigh. "That was worse." Soon her breathing slowed. Kwon Oh-jin stared at the ceiling. "I'm not sleeping tonight, am I?" 2 days later, he checked his gear carefully. Signal flares, smoke bombs, rations, rope, 3 mid-level potions. Each potion made his hands tremble just holding it. These things cost a fortune. Vega hovered nearby. "Ready?" "Yeah." Today, the Mokdong Gate would open, and with it, an astral relic. From a rooftop in Mokdong, Kwon Oh-jin waited. Hours passed. Then, a blue pillar of light pierced the sky. There it is! People screamed and fled as chaos erupted below. Kwon Oh-jin moved calmly and entered the gate. He entered the gate. A massive cave stretched before him. Stalagmites rose like jagged teeth. Orange light pulsed faintly through the darkness. "Vega, we've arrived." She appeared beside him, calmly observing. "So this is the rift." She showed no surprise. "That means she fully believed me." Kwon Oh-jin exhaled quietly. "Let's move." They headed deeper into the cave. A wet sound echoed ahead. Schlurp. Kwon Oh-jin stopped. His expression hardened. "Is that?"
A dark shape shot out from between the stalagmites toward Kwon Oh-jin. He slid backward and avoided it, then thrust his spear forward. Only then did he see it clearly. A black tentacle, dripping with sticky slime, connected to a grotesque, amorphous creature. Its body looked like writhing tar, slowly extending multiple tendrils. "What is that?" "It's unpleasant," Conjura said calmly, "but it doesn't seem strong." Kwon Oh-jin's stigma flared as he dodged the tentacles and struck. The creature burst apart, spraying corrosive slime. He stepped back just in time, watching the acid eat through the edge of his clothes. "Annoying," he muttered. "It's worse when it's dead." More of the black slimes began crawling out from every direction. Kwon Oh-jin lowered his stance. "Since they explode, I'll keep my distance." Instead of stabbing, he eliminated them from afar. As he moved, an idea crossed his mind. Now might be a good time. He inhaled deeply and drew his spear back, gathering mana into his stigma. Conjura's eyes widened as the energy around him intensified. He released it all at once. A wide surge of lightning swept through the area, erasing every slime in its path. Kwon Oh-jin steadied himself, breathing hard. It worked. It was crude, Amita admitted, impressed, but mastering that skill this fast is unheard of.
I forced it. Efficiency can come later. You've already manifested a skill that normally requires my blessing. I forgot some techniques after regressing, Quan Jin said smoothly. They feel blurred. That shouldn't happen. Maybe it's a restriction. Even Celestials are bound by laws, aren't they? That's not impossible. He smiled lightly. At least I didn't forget anything important, such as you. Quan Jin searched the ground and frowned. Small black starstones lay scattered everywhere. Mutant starstones? They're too many. This isn't normal. I don't recognize them. Then I'll figure it out. He moved deeper into the cave, but the paths began looping. Reluctantly, he activated his heightened senses. The overwhelming stench guided him forward until he reached a massive chamber. The aura is strongest here. At the far end of the chamber stood a colossal statue in prayer. Embedded in its forehead was a black chalice, radiating dark power. There it is, an astral relic. Quan Jin's heart raced. Keep it or sell it. Either way, I win. He stepped forward with a grin. Then he stopped. The slimes weren't attacking. Instead, dozens of them gathered together, entangling their bodies. Wait. They began to merge. Quan Jin's expression darkened. That's not good. The mass condensed into a single towering form, over 5 meters tall. It slammed its chest and let out a deafening roar.
The towering black slime advanced, shaking the cavern with each step. Dozens of tentacles writhed from its back, radiating menace. Quan Jin swallowed. Moments ago, he had been celebrating the astral relic. Now he was facing a monster that could crush him in a single strike. He glanced at Vega. She floated calmly, watching with interest. There was no room to run. If he wanted to live, he had to kill it. The monster attacked first. Quan Jin fired a flare, flooding the cave with blinding light. The creature recoiled just long enough. He sprinted forward, pouring every ounce of mana into his stigma. He aimed low. Azure lightning ripped through the monster's waist, tearing into its spine. The giant twisted violently and dropped to one knee. It should have died. The tentacles struck back. Quan Jin abandoned his spear and leapt upward, using it as a foothold. He threw his rope toward the ceiling and pulled himself up just in time. He released the rope and dropped straight onto the monster's head. He drove his hands into its eye and released everything he had. The head burst apart. Quan Jin landed hard, barely able to stand. The body still moved. Headless, shapeless, alive. A massive blow sent Quan Jin flying across the chamber. His weapon was gone. His body trembled. There were no options left. "Vega," he said hoarsely, "grant me your blessing." Silver light engulfed him. Power flooded his body, greater than anything he had felt before. Lightning wrapped around him like a storm barely under control. Ignoring the pain, he charged. Each strike erased part of the monster. His mana didn't drain, it grew. The more he fought, the stronger he became. The monster disintegrated completely. "Stop," Vega said. "It's dead." Quan Jin collapsed. As his consciousness faded, his stigma flared. A third stroke formed. 3 stars. Vega stared down at him in disbelief. "Who are you, really?" Quan Jin didn't answer. He was unconscious. A sweet liquid slid over Quan Jin's tongue as warmth supported the back of his head. He slowly opened his eyes. Vega was there, radiant silver hair, golden eyes, gently stroking his hair as his head rested on her lap. Realizing the situation, his eyes widened. He tried to sit up. "Stay still," Vega said softly, pressing him back down. She explained that he had collapsed after the battle from overexertion. Vega placed a hand on his forehead, her tone lightly reproachful. "You are more reckless than you appear." Kwon Jin nodded quietly. After a brief pause, she brought up something else. "You've spoken to me casually several times." She hesitated, then spoke more softly. "If you wish, you don't need to be so formal with me." Caught off guard, he agreed. She smiled, clearly pleased. Suddenly, Vega winced. The restrictions were taking effect. She admitted it would take weeks, perhaps a month, to recover this time. Kwon Jin apologized, but she waved it off. Then he noticed empty potion bottles rolling nearby. Vega proudly admitted she used all of them to heal him faster. Kwon Jin forced a smile as his soul screamed. Millions of won, gone! When he questioned how she had fed him the potions, Vega froze. Flustered, she avoided his gaze. Before he could press further, she vanished into silver light and retreated into the pendant. Kwon Jin stared at it in confusion. His attention shifted to the statue. The black chalice embedded in its forehead radiated a faint, ominous aura. Grinning, he climbed up and pulled it free. The astral relic was finally his. At least, it should have been. Suddenly, heat surged through his body. A system message appeared. The black heaven began absorbing the power within the chalice. Black smoke engulfed the relic and flowed back into him. The power felt sticky and wrong. When it ended, the chalice was empty, useless. Kwon Jin stared at the chalice in horror. All its power gone. He screamed in despair. He had gained something far greater than money, but logic didn't ease the sting. He sat there, bitter and seething. Footsteps echoed through the cavern. 5 hooded figures emerged, black energy seeping from beneath their robes. One stepped forward, calm and smiling. His gaze locked onto the empty chalice. "It seems someone got here before us." Kwon Jin twirled the chalice and smiled back. "Then," he said smoothly, "would you like to buy it from me?" Kwon Jin smiled slyly and raised the chalice. "Would you like to buy this from me, then?" The brown-haired man froze, clearly not expecting the offer. "Sell it? An astral relic?" Jin shrugged. "My life is worth more than a relic." The man burst into laughter and removed his robe, revealing proper awakener gear. "This is a misunderstanding. We're not robbers." Kwon Jin bowed slightly, pretending embarrassment. But he already knew. They carried the same ominous aura as the relic. The man pulled out a large, pristine starstone, glowing with radiant blue light. "How about this?" Kwon Jin calmly accepted. The trade was made. A useless shell for hundreds of millions. Kwon Jin turned and walked toward the exit. He nearly laughed out loud. By activating the black curtain, he erased his presence and crawled back into the shadows. He needed answers. From the shadows, he listened. The group spoke of black stars overthrowing celestials. They praised the Black Star Society. Then one man revealed a replacement relic, another chalice glowing blue, and placed it into the statue. The truth became clear. As they prepared to leave, the leader smiled. "Kill the man who traded with me, and do it outside the gate." One robed figure nodded and headed toward the exit. Kwon Jin emerged once they were gone.
So the future didn't change. He removed the replacement relic and stashed it away. The black heaven didn't react. Still, loot was loot. The pursuer searched frantically. No exit traces, no signs. Panic crept in. What the hell? The man stomped in frustration. A spear pierced through his stomach. Kwon O-jin stepped out of the darkness, twisting the weapon. "Looking for me?" He smiled. "Peekaboo."
The man clutched the spear lodged in his stomach, eyes wide with shock. "How did you—" Kwon O-jin twisted the spear without mercy, carrying the wound wider. "I'll be the one asking questions." The man swung back with a fist coated in ominous black energy, but blue lightning surged first, dropping him to the ground in convulsions. Kwon O-jin pressed his knee down. "Tell me about the Black Star Society." The man refused, so Kwon O-jin broke his fingers, slowly, methodically, until screams turned to sobbing. When the man begged to speak, Kwon O-jin smiled. "I told you not to talk," and broke another finger. The man finally collapsed, foaming, trembling. "I'll talk. I'll tell you everything." Only then did Kwon O-jin allow it. The Black Star Society was created by the Black Star Celestials. Celestials born from darkness. Under pressure, the man revealed their branch location: Baegun-san Mountain, Chaerwon-gun, an underground base beneath an abandoned observatory, about 50 members. Only their executive, Yu-jin, knew more. When asked why he followed them, the man whispered, "Yu-jin gave us stigmas. Power. That alone was enough to bind people to a cult." The man begged for his life, claiming he had a daughter. Kwon O-jin asked her name, her age, her birthday, her favorite food, then asked him to repeat it all in reverse. The man failed. The lie collapsed. Kwon O-jin nodded, then drove the spear straight through the man's head. It was over. Stripping the corpse, Kwon O-jin found an unfamiliar stigma. When he touched it, black energy flowed into him. The black heaven absorbed it. Too faint to activate, but confirmed. The black stars were real. Far away, beneath the stars, a white-haired old man awaited. Cheon Do-yoon, the king of owls, executor of the Black Star Society. Yu-jin knelt before him, presenting the black chalice. The ritual began. Mana poured into the circle. The cult waited. Nothing happened. The chalice was empty. Silence spread. The executor's smile vanished. Yu-jin's face drained of color. This can't be happening." The king of owls stared down at Yu-jin, his expression twisted with disgust. "What exactly are you doing, Yu-jin?" Yu-jin desperately poured mana into the chalice, but nothing happened. The old man sighed. "If other executors had seen this, the owls would be mocked." Yu-jin froze as a black feather sliced his neck. "Do not disappoint me again." After everyone left, Yu-jin screamed into the darkness. His feathers tore through the air as he raged. When told his subordinate had gone missing, his face darkened. "Find him," he roared. A week later, Kwon O-jin trained relentlessly on a run-down rooftop. His movements were fluid, powerful, and tireless.
Reaching 3-star status had completely transformed his body. Back at home, Song Ha-eun waited by the window. She forced him to sit and massaged his back, at first gently, then painfully. Their familiar banter filled the room. She asked if he was making money now. He said yes. She laughed it off, but the air grew heavy. They both knew this wouldn't last forever. His phone rang. Team leader Han Jun-man, an urgent request. Kwon Oh-jin hesitated until he heard the reward, 2 billion won. He immediately agreed. This would be his first move in a week and the start of something much bigger.
Kwon Oh-jin arrived at the Awakeners Association headquarters in Yeoudo and entered team leader Han Jun-man's office. The massive man rose from his chair, the furniture groaning under his weight. "How have you been?" "Good, thanks to you." They sat down across from each other. Kwon Oh-jin placed a drawing on the table. "Have you ever seen this stigma?" Han Jun-man examined it carefully, flipping through a thick ledger. "This is the stigma of Owl Nebula," he said, "one of the forgotten stigmas." Forgotten? Some stigmas appeared 8 years ago and vanished amid the chaos. Records were incomplete. If the Owl Nebula existed 8 years ago, then so did the Black Stars. That meant the Black Star Society hadn't appeared overnight. It had been growing in the shadows for years. This was bigger than expected. Kwon Oh-jin placed a fist-sized starstone down. "How much is this worth?" Han Jun-man's eyes widened. "At least 500 million won, possibly more." "Can the association sell it for me?" "Of course, tax-free." Kwon Oh-jin handed over the astral relic. "I'll have this appraised as well," Han Jun-man said. "You've been very lucky." Kwon Oh-jin only smiled. "Now," Han Jun-man said, "about the request. It came from the Valhalla Guild, a rapidly rising guild with elite members. Their guildmaster is even being considered as a future 7-star. They're looking for someone." "A missing person?" Han Jun-man nodded and slid the document forward. "He went missing 2 weeks ago, likely inside a low-level gate in Incheon." Han Jun-man traced the document with his finger. Name, Lee Shin-hyuk. Kwon Oh-jin froze. "No, he's already dead."
Kwon Oh-jin's thoughts spiraled. They wanted him to find Lee Shin-hyuk, someone who was already dead. He forced a smile when Han Jun-man noticed his pause. "It's nothing." Inside, his mind raced. So Lee Woo-hyuk was the guildmaster of Valhalla. Lee Shin-hyuk, the pitiful older brother. Lee Woo-hyuk, the gifted younger brother, a 7-stars candidate. In the original future, Lee Shin-hyuk survived and made excuses. Now he was dead, and the future had twisted. A short laugh escaped Kwon Oh-jin. He felt a thrill run down his spine. That's it. This situation could be weaponized. "No," he said calmly, pushing the documents back. "I won't take the request." Despite the refusal, Kwon Oh-jin requested Valhalla's contact details. Han Jun-man agreed, smiling proudly. Kwon Oh-jin pocketed the paper. "I'll be in touch." That evening,
Kwon Jin wandered near Mokdong Gate. He lingered, waited, let himself be seen. As the sun dipped low, his patience thinned. A chilling sensation crawled down his spine. There, a man in a cap and coat watched him closely. Finally. Kwon Jin suddenly sprinted. The man chased after him, enraged. "Oh, come on," Kwon Jin mocked. "Is it the baldness slowing you down?" They clashed in an empty space. Black feathers hardened like steel. Kwon Jin tested him, then stopped playing. Kwon Jin let go of the spear. In the opening, he struck. The man fell. The fight was over. "You can't escape the Black Star Society," the man sneered. Kwon Jin smiled. "I'm not trying to." He ended it. Under cover of darkness, Kwon Jin cleaned up. He took a photo of the spear. "This is the last time I'll use you." He made a call. "I've found Lee Shin-hyuk." Silence. Then a colder voice answered, "My brother." Kwon Jin sent the photo. That spear. Recognition hit. "Who are you?" Kwon Jin smiled. "For now," he said calmly, "call me Yu Jin." The hunting dog had been unleashed.
When we were kids, my older brother Lee Shin-hyuk was better than me at everything. Studying, sports, art, music. No matter how hard I tried, he always stood one step ahead. Only 3 years older, yet he felt untouchable, almost superhuman. Everything changed when Awakeners appeared. I was chosen by the Celestial of Leo, one of the 12 zodiacs. My brother wasn't chosen by anyone. That was the moment my inferiority turned into obsession. I trained harder than anyone, pushing myself past my limits. Before I knew it, I had become an 8-star Awakener. My brother stared at me in silence. From that day on, he began to wither. He stopped eating, stopped talking, locked himself away. He said it was nothing, but I knew. In a world filled with monsters, it was unbearable for him to be the one being protected. Then he awakened, the stigma of Pixis. I was genuinely happy. I bought him equipment, a custom spear, the best gear I could find. I thought maybe we could go back to how things were. Then the call came. Lee Shin-hyuk is in our custody. My heart sank. Proof followed. The spear in the photo was unmistakable, the one I gave him. My hands began to shake. Rage swallowed everything. "Who are you?" "My name is Yujin." I carved the name into my mind. The demand came, 3 billion won. Mount Bagan-san, come alone. I knew it was a trap, but I couldn't ignore it. The moment the call ended, my control snapped. I didn't care about traps. I cared about my brother. "Contact the association," I ordered, "and gather everyone." This wasn't a rescue, it was war. Far away, Kwon Jin smiled. The bait had worked. Lee Woo-hyuk would move exactly as expected. He erased every trace, destroyed the phone, disposed of the body. Everything was falling into place.
This is all the information I know about Yujin. Ojin handed the sketch to team leader Han. Drawing it hadn't been difficult. His hands were steady, his memory sharp. Thank you. I'll pass this directly to the Valhalla Guild. Han exhaled slowly. What an odd coincidence. They're urgently searching for the same awakener you clashed with. They hadn't explained why. Ojin understood immediately. They hid the kidnapping. Even allies wouldn't openly admit something that humiliating. There's another request, Han said. Valhalla asked for full association support to besiege Mount Bagansan. A siege. This wasn't a rescue anymore. It was a declaration of war. I'll participate. It gave him a legitimate reason to be there, and if things went well, the rewards would be substantial. Deep beneath the mountain, Yujin listened in silence. You still haven't found him? The kneeling men trembled. Failure wasn't tolerated. Yujin punished incompetence without emotion. Still, they finally found a lead. The security camera reflection in Yujin's eyes. The target exited an association-only building, yet wasn't registered as association staff. Yujin felt something twist inside him. Who exactly are you? He wouldn't remain a low-rank Templar forever. To rise higher, he needed the real Black Star relic. Failure meant death. That night, a strange presence approached the mountain. Yujin stepped outside. A spear leaned against the wall, high quality, faintly glowing blue. He ignored it and moved on. Down the slope stood a man with an icy gaze. Yujin froze. So, it's you. The sketch from the association matched perfectly. While Woo-hyuk stalled him, his vice leader infiltrated the hideout. Then the message came. I found Lee Shin-hyuk's spear. That was enough. Mana erupted from Woo-hyuk's body. The Black Lion had confirmed his prey. Yujin wanted money? Woo-hyuk threw the case down. Bills spilled across the ground. If you want it, take it. Before Yujin could react, Valhalla moved. Elite awakeners flooded the area. The ambush was complete. Where is he? Yujin frowned, confused. My brother, Woo-hyuk growled. Where is Lee Shin-hyuk? Something felt wrong, like forcing mismatched parts into a machine. None of it added up. The cash, the question about a brother, the sudden attack. Someone had twisted the situation. Yujin tried to stop him, but was sent flying. Tree trunks snapped as he crashed through them. Lee Woo-hyuk chased without mercy. You dared aim for me with this level of skill? Pure rage poured from him. Yujin barely slowed the attacks. The rumors were true. Black Lion Lee Woo-hyuk was overwhelmingly strong. This wasn't a fight, it was a hunt. Only now did Yujin realize it. He hadn't targeted Li Wu-hyuk. Someone had used Li Wu-hyuk. Someone had turned him into a weapon. He gambled everything on one chance. If he could create even a tiny opening, it failed. The gap wasn't enough. Cornered, Yujin activated his last resort. His body dissolved into black feathers. He escaped, barely. He ran until his body gave out, bleeding, shaking, alone. He had survived, but lost everything else. The hideout was gone. His subordinates were gone. Cheon Do-yun would never forgive failure. Only one name remained: Arshad Khan. Then someone emerged from the shadows, the same man who had sold him the relic. "Oh, rough night?" Ojin asked, smiling. The pieces connected. The hideout, the timing, Li Wu-hyuk, all of it, a single plan. Yujin whispered. "Do you get it now? The reason I'm here?" Ojin asked gently. Yujin screamed and lashed out, but his strength was gone. "Easy," Ojin said mockingly. "You really shouldn't move in your condition." One strike reopened Yujin's wounds. Blood flowed freely. "So tell me," Ojin continued, "how does it feel to provoke the Black Lion?" Yujin finally understood. "You did this all," he snarled. "The truth doesn't matter," Ojin replied. "What matters is what looks like the truth. You kidnapped Li Wu-hyuk's brother. That's how history will remember it." Yujin swore he wouldn't talk. That loyalty was genuine. Ojin nodded. "I see." Then he smiled. "Then from now on..."
A thin, broken breath escaped Yujin's lips. He no longer had the strength to scream. Only faint groans slipped out as his chest barely rose and fell. "Is that all you know?" Ojin asked calmly. There was no answer. Ojin clicked his tongue while looking down at Yujin's mangled body. In this condition, you couldn't talk if you wanted to. Unlike his subordinates, Yujin couldn't betray anything. No, he couldn't speak at all. Every time Ojin pressed for deeper information, Yujin's body convulsed violently. Foam spilled from his mouth. A restriction, a taboo, something buried deep within his stigma prevented him from revealing key truths. Still, Ojin had gained something. Yujin was a low-rank Templar. Above him existed beings called executors, and one name stood out: Arshad Khan. Ojin folded the paper and slipped it into his pocket. Not useful yet, but someday. Then a thought struck him. A secret cult worshipping the black stars, a group spreading quietly in the shadows. Ojin's lips curved upward. I can use this. To hide the truth of the Black Heaven, he only needed a fake owner to exist and die. Ojin sighed. It can't be helped. He picked up the spear he bought days ago. He drove it cleanly through Yujin's neck. Yujin's body twitched violently before going still. Lightning surged briefly, making sure. Then came the harvest. Ojin searched Yujin's body and froze. 2 high-grade starstones, each worth a fortune. His eyes lit up. Jackpot. Human farming truly was profitable. Finally, Ojin placed his hand over Yujin's stigma. 6 stars, a 6-star awakener. Black clouds erupted from his fingers, devouring the stigma whole.
A message flashed before his eyes. The third awakening had begun. Pain tore through his skull. Fragments flooded his mind. A ruined soul station, endless monsters, Lee Shin-hyuk standing alone, buying time, dying. The memories shattered like glass. The messages continued. Power surged, skills evolved, a new trait emerged. One is all. The proficiency of one stigma would strengthen the others. Oh, a slow smile spread across Oh-jin's face. This was broken. He tested the Owl Nebula. Black feathers formed effortlessly, not perfect, but usable. There's no need to train everything anymore. Lyra alone would carry the rest. Oh-jin turned away. The play was almost over, but to claim the reward, he needed proof. Black feathers tore into his flesh. Blood soaked the ground. Pain screamed through his nerves. He didn't hold back. If it was for money, this was nothing. With shaking hands, he activated the communicator. I caught him. Panic erupted on the other end. Awakener Oh-jin, where are you? Oh-jin coughed violently. I don't feel so good. The signal cut.
A mint-scented liquid slid down his throat. The pain flooding his body began to fade rapidly. His vision cleared. The first thing he saw was Team Leader Han hovering over him. "Where am I?" Oh-jin muttered. "This is the battlefield. The emergency team is on the way." "I'm fine," Oh-jin said, forcing himself to stand. The wounds still hurt, but there was something he still had to do, something important. Oh-jin walked toward Yujin's body. Lee Woo-hyuk stood there, staring down silently. "Did he say anything?" Woo-hyuk asked, fists trembling. "No," Oh-jin answered. Despair washed over him. "But," Oh-jin continued, pointing away from the battlefield, "the one who escaped ran in that direction." Hope ignited. Lee Woo-hyuk sprinted toward the cave. Inside the cave lay a body, unrecognizable. Decay had already begun. Lee Woo-hyuk collapsed to his knees. His scream echoed through the cave. His brother was dead. Oh-jin watched from afar. This was the outcome he had planned, and yet a sharp guilt stabbed his chest. But he hardened his resolve. This was survival. The sky slowly brightened. Night faded. Oh-jin descended the mountain alone, wounds aching with every step. The guilty night was over. 1 week later, a call came. "The Valhalla Guild wants to meet you." Oh-jin accepted calmly. At the Valhalla Guild, a woman in a black suit greeted him, Kim Sun-young. She led him inside. Lee Woo-hyuk greeted him stiffly. Grief still clung to him. "We called you to thank you," Lee Woo-hyuk said. A trunk was placed on the table. $3 million. "This was the ransom," Lee Woo-hyuk said. "We're giving it to you." Oh-jin's breath caught. "This is excessive," Oh-jin said carefully. "I know," Woo-hyuk replied. "This isn't just compensation. We intend to destroy the Black Star organization," Woo-hyuk said, "and we want your help." Oh-jin nodded instantly. "Very well." "Oh, one more thing," Oh-jin said. He placed a paper on the desk. "Contact information. One of their executives." Woo-hyuk's killing intent surged. Oh-jin smiled to himself. "Go, hunt them, my loyal hound."